Hey everybody, how's it going? Like Butter here, and today I got a super important division video that's going to be giving you the information that you need to know about the 1.3 gear sets that are going to be coming out on the 28th of this month. And I want to go over it and talk about the different sets and all that good stuff. It's actually stirred up a huge amount of controversy, and I want to give my opinions on why I think people should just relax just a little bit longer. I do see, however, why so many people are really angry, because some of these new gear sets, from the outside looking in without testing it, can seem extremely frustrating. So the first set is called the B.L.I.N.D set. I think this set's actually pretty cool. I think it's going to be really useful in PvE, not so much PvP, which is what we kind of see with a lot of these gear sets. I really wish a lot more of the gear sets were kind of angled for both PvE and PvP. But it seems like they kind of build the sets for PvE, and then if it happens to work in PvP, it happens to work. But anyways, okay, so this is the B.L.I.N.D set. Its two-piece bonus is 100% pulse critical hit damage. Now you may be like, oh my god, that's amazing. So many people are going to run two-piece bonuses if they use pulse. And here's why I don't think that's necessarily going to be the case. Because 100% pulse critical hit damage is the cap for the pulse skill. So, like, basically, if you have pulse critical hit damage on anything, whether it's your gloves or your knee pads or really anything at all that you can get it on, all of those stats are going to go to waste. So that 100% pulse critical hit damage, not only that, it can also be like negated with just one conceal, which is going to basically cleanse them from the mark that pulse gives you. So that kinda isn't very good in my opinion. However, it will be super helpful if people have like their other points in whatever their other skill is. So say for example you run like pulse and immunizer or something like that, and then you have like the immunizer healing speed or whatever. It's probably not very good, but in that case I guess the 100% pulse critical hit damage would be helpful. I won't be running it because I have pulse critical hit damage on a lot of my gear, so yeah, that's why I don't think that's super great. A three-piece bonus is 100% blind and deaf resistance, which wouldn't really make too much sense because blind and deaf isn't that big of a deal in this game. Like, you can actually just pop first aid self-heal to get rid of it, or if you're using rejuvenated on your mask, you can basically just remove it instantly. And even then, with this current tank meta, being blind isn't that big of a deal because it doesn't stop your movement. You can still run around, so you can still be running around and tanking a bunch of shots and not really have to worry about that. But the reason that is the 3-set bonus is because the 4-piece bonus is killing a target creates a flashbang effect. So basically what's going to happen is when you kill a target, it's going to basically just flash everything in the vicinity. So that's why you want that 100% blind and deaf resistance, so you don't flash yourself. So I think that's a pretty cool set. There's also going to be weapons that are going along with the sets that we haven't seen too much about, so we'll have to see that very soon as well. Now this next one has a lot of people very annoyed, and this is the Fire Crest Set. Now the two-piece bonus on Fire Crest is +3 incendiary bullet capacity, which means, I believe this means that your capacity is going to go from 3 to 6. So you're going to be able to hold 6 incendiary bullet counts. 100% reload speed on the three-piece bonus, and I think this is because when you equip incendiary bullets or any type of consumable, there's kind of like an animation, and that animation is going to be reduced by 100%, so it's going to be like super quick. It might even be instant. I'm not sure. Like I said, I didn't make it to E3, so I haven't been able to test these things for you yet, but we'll know soon enough. So yeah, you're going to be able to equip incendiary bullets like instantly, and killing a burning target grants incendiary bullets for 10 seconds. So if you pop incendiary bullets and you kill somebody with incendiaries equipped and they die, then you're going to get incendiary bullets for an extra 10 seconds after that. So essentially, you could basically have incendiary bullets infinitely if you keep killing targets while you have them. So maybe if you're in like a PvP battle and you're setting someone on fire, and then there's an NPC there, and you kill the NPC, your incendiary bullets are going to get extended for another 10 seconds. So this has people super pissed off, because everyone knows that PvPs like myself, that incendiary bullets are absolutely broken. They're so strong, they proc so often. Even if you have a lot of burn resist, it's still gonna, you know, proc, and it slows your movement and makes it so that you can't shoot. And yeah, it's just super frustrating. You can't like really use like any skills or anything. So yeah, a lot of people aren't very happy about this, and I can see why. I mean, it might be hard to kill a burning target to grant that extra 10 seconds, but regardless, the 3 incendiary bullet capacity is going to piss so many people off, because people are going to have more incendiary bullets. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to work, if it's going to be like Lone Star, like, you know how you can equip 2 pieces of Lone Star, then you can you can go to a box and you can get the ammo, and then take the gear off and still have the ammo capacity. I'm not sure if that's how it's going to be. I really hope not, or else people are just going to put 2-piece Fire Crest on, get 3 incendiary bullets, and then every single time that you go, you know, back to like a safe zone or something like that, and you get incendiary bullets, you're going to be able to just stack them, or like, you know, picking up the little pouches. You're just going to have so many of them. I don't know if that's how it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to instantly give you 3 of them. I don't know. I really don't know how it's going to work. We'll have to wait and see. But that isn't even the one that's making people the most pissed off. So we'll get to that soon here in a second. So the third set gear items is called Frontline. Now, Frontline, I can see it being useful in PvE. Not sure about PvP. I can see it being super frustrating in PvP, and I'll explain why. So the 2-piece bonus is 300% ballistic shield health, which obviously they're trying to make the ballistic shield more viable than it is, because as of right now, the ballistic shield is completely just not viable at all because of the slow movement and the fact that it doesn't take very much damage. And in such a high-speed game, it's hard to make use of it. Also, 100% ballistic shield resilience, which is also going to help, you know, the amount of damage that shield can take. And 4-piece bonus allows use of an equipped SMG with the ballistic shield deployed. Now, considering SMGs are already one of the strongest guns in the game, even after the nerf to crit chance, I think they're still going to be extremely viable. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. I mean, watching someone walk around with a shield and having an SMG as a sidearm is going to be pretty annoying, but, you know, we'll have to just wait and see. I think that one's getting changed. I'm not sure. I think somebody, I don't know if it was Eric's or Arix, however you say his name, and Skill Up, one of them said that that's getting tweaked, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, that's Frontline. Once again, not a big deal. Seems like another, you know, another PvE set. And then the last one is what's got people so angry, and it is the Reclaimer set. The 2-piece bonus is not a big deal. 100% boost to healing station, so healing station speed is going to get increased by 100%, which may make the like the immunizer a little bit better, because you'll be healing twice as much inside of that AoE. However, like I said, the immunizer is not a good counter to like shock turrets and stuff like that, because it can be shot so easily, and it's such a big target that it's really hard to miss. And you can see it's a lot easier to see than a shock turret. So, and I think shock turrets are a lot more useful in situations where, like, if you have like a boss or something that's pushing you guys, you can throw a shock turret down and it'll CC lock them, and then you can focus him. But whereas the healing station really doesn't help you against NPCs in most of the you know, the dark zones. So like, it's only going to help you in the situations when you come across another group who's using a shock turret. So I still don't think it's going to be that great, but this is like the ultimate like support, the support set. This is what the supports are going to use. You should have at least one of these players in your group at all times, absolutely 100%. The 3-piece bonus is 50% consumable duration, which is insane. Now, that means that if you're using explosive bullets, incendiary bullets, waters, energy bars, I do like that it affects energy bars, because what's going to happen is the energy bars are going, I believe, is going to keep you from status effects for a certain amount of time, which is going to be really nice. And the 4-piece bonus is using a consumable affects your entire squad and it does not get consumed. Wow, that is like the craziest thing. So basically, from what this sounds like, if you were to use an incendiary rounds, it's going to affect the entire group, and it's also not going to consume a place in your inventory, which means if that person is using the incendiary bullets, like the support, the incendiary bullets are going to be across the entire team. So say one person pops it, you get incendiary bullets, and you get incendiary bullets, and you get incendiary bullets. Like the entire squad is getting them, which once again is making it even harder for solo players in the Dark Zone. It's all of these squad buffs, and I understand they want people to play in squads and stuff, but my God, solo players just keep getting screwed over and over and over again, and it's so sad to see. I really hope in the future they come out with a build for solo players that's actually really strong, so that solo players have a chance to even survive in the Dark Zone. Because just imagine, dude, even if you're running rejuvenated mass, you have a bunch of burn resist, and you're running a bunch of other counters to a team. An entire team is going to be able to jump a solo player with incendiary rounds equipped without it even having to pop incendiary rounds. Just the one person is going to have to pop it, and then once again it's not going to get consumed. Not only that, it's 50% consumable duration on top of that is going to make it so that the incendiary bullets last even longer. So if other people come along, it's going to be insane. The Dark Zone is literally just going to be people using incendiary bullets nonstop. And I don't know how I feel about this, especially because everyone, all the big YouTubers, all the big streamers, you name it, Marco, Skill Up, Eric's, Pwn Star, like just everyone, including myself, just knows that incendiary bullets are OP and that there's no true counter to them at this point in time. So I don't know what they're thinking. Now, here's my theory behind this, because this just seems so blatantly weird that I think there's something else going on. Because I don't know if you guys noticed this. Whenever Massive releases information, they release information and then it doesn't make any sense. And then people kind of freak out and flip out. And then all of a sudden they release the patch notes and then we're all like, oh, that's why this, and that. And I think that's probably what this situation is too. I think that incendiary bullets are only going to work against NPCs. I don't think that incendiary bullets are going to set you on fire like they do right now. And they might change the effect against players so that incendiary bullets reduce the amount of healing that a player gets. So for example, if you're shooting someone with incendiary bullets, there's a percentage chance that basically if you're going to, say they have a bunch of burn resist, right? So there's a lower chance that it's going to basically proc on you. But what I think is going to happen is it's going to mark that person for taking not extra damage, but reduced healing. So say for example we pop incendiary bullets and we're shooting somebody and they get marked, right? They get marked with the incendiary bullet icon. So they're not going to be on fire. I don't think they should be on fire. Like the fire should only be like incendiary grenades, because you can actually dodge those. I think that it should affect that player. He shouldn't be patting himself down. You shouldn't be, not able to run. The only thing it should do is reduce the amount of healing that player can get, and that means with med kits, first aid heal, and that will fix the tank meta problem, and that will make sense if that's what they do. Now, if incendiary bullets stay the same that they are right now, then I don't know. I will make an appointment with my local bridge to just face plant right off that thing, because if incendiary bullets stay this way, the way that they are right now in the game, and all of these gear sets come out and it works with those, then the game's ruined. The game's absolutely ruined. And if you're a PvE player, you might not understand, but if you're a PvP player like myself, you can understand why this will single-handedly ruin PvP for the Dark Zone. So I don't know if it's because they have PvE in mind, but that's the only thing that makes sense to me. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, is that incendiary bullets are getting reworked in the Dark Zone to affect players differently than they affect NPCs. That's the only thing I can think of. Let's just hope and pray and just believe in Massive. They play the game, man. Like, they play the game. They're not stupid. They're not going to completely just wreck the game this way. We have to wait for patch notes and see what they're going to do. Like, this happened so many times before. It happened with the crafting announcement. They announced the crafting nerf, and then everyone flipped out, and then we found out later on that all the bosses are dropping gold, so then it made sense, and then gear sets came out, and it made even more sense. And you know, when the first gear sets came out, people thought Nomad was going to be OP because you got put back to 100%. We found out that it was actually not that case. And there was just so many situations, especially the rope cutting. People thought that cutting the rope was going to be OP, and then eventually it came out and it made sense. So I think it's, like, once again, one of these situations where when we get all of the information and we get to actually play test it, that this will all make sense. And I am with you guys 100% on being angry about these gear sets, because these gear sets will single-handedly ruin the Dark Zone if there's not something tweaked with them. But I believe in Massive. I believe in Ubisoft. They're not going to kill their biggest franchise. Like I don't think you guys understand. The Division is Ubisoft's biggest launch in the history of their company, and it's not going to be killed like this through a couple of gear sets. Ubisoft would not allow it. You know, I just think that there's maybe other balancing that we haven't been told about yet that's going to make everything make sense. That's what I would think. Anyways, guys, hopefully you found this video informative. Hopefully you guys agree with me or have an opinion that you want to put in the comment section below. Please let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop the video a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.